Greetings and salutations, ladybugs, gentle germs, widgets, and whatsits, and welcome to another misadventure in the Just Create SSP world. Widgett. Just getting in here, and I realized I need to start doing a better job of keeping track of what it is actually needing to do. So we got ourselves our little farm going. It's going gangbusters at the moment. I do want to see if I can't find some additional crops to grow. And I really don't have anything that can grow. Well, so we'll have to deal with that at some point. I also don't have a huge amount of so I'm going to try something here real quick. I've got to deal with the we'll see what happens to that, if it gets stuck or not. If it doesn't have it, okay. So we're just going to have to wait for those to despawn. Not the greatest option in the world. But it is a viable option. Because I have way too much flint as it is. Alright, I don't exactly have what I would consider to be a viable amount of iron, which actually I got a bit more than I thought I had. Go figure. The question is, okay. That was going to be my other question. Is, can iron nuggets still make it in? Gonna have to deal with that at some point. Okay, here we go. I think we are good to go to put together a workshop. I want this to be a fairly sizable place. And I want to put it right here. So let's get... Oh, great. We don't have any dark oak logs. We'll use fences. And get some dark oak trees planted. Because I'm going to need some dark oak logs. Yes. So, what I want to do is 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put a pillar there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a pillar there. This is going to be a little bit bigger. 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a pillar there. box? I don't think I have one. I don't, of course. Okay. So let's put everything back one. So we're kind of centered up a little bit on this our house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put there. And put one there. So that is that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be that. Yeah, we're in line there. And we're in line there. Okay. So that's kind of be our outline. I bet it's shovel either. So let's get ourselves a shovel. We'll clear out, and we're going to want to make sure we're clearing out a basement as well. A bit of a basement space. Now, this building is going to be a bit larger than the house, as it were. Give myself a little bit of space around here. I'll probably clean this up a bit later. I've got let's do that. Side up a bit later. Let's see. Do that. That's going to be the basis of the building. I'm going to... This is not the final shape of this. I'm just kind of filling in a little bit here. I want to kind of see what kind of space I gave myself over here. Okay. Not a huge amount. Already thinking I want to go even bigger. Yeah, I'm already thinking I want to go bigger. Yeah, already thinking I want to go bigger. So I'm going to actually go 6. So we're going to put that there. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in between. That was in the wrong spot to begin with. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That. 6, which means it's actually there. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right, let's sleep through the night. And we'll get the rest of this laid out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. That one goes there. 6. That goes there. Actually, no. This is gonna ruin my lighting idea. All right. Let me rethink this. I know what I'll do. Okay. We're gonna keep the back end in line with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it there. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a post. But I want this to be a kind of a nice big workshop where we can bunch of stuff in here. So, I want to come out here another 5, but I think it's gonna end up being too huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes there. There. And that goes there. Alright, now we'll stick to my usual size. Goes there. You're gonna go there. I am going to shift it back by 1 block, so the center line of the 2 buildings is the same. Okay, so that gives me a mark of where I need to work on for a build area. And let's put those away. We're gonna cook up. I'm gonna need a bunch of stone because I like the natural stone look for a floor, especially in a workshop. Also gonna need a whole bunch of pickaxes and shovels. So 2 pickaxes. Pretty sure 2 shovels. There we go. So I want to start carving out the floor space and actually getting down into the basement area. Okay, so we're getting our initial floor carved out. all squared up and taken care of. And then we'll start digging out the basement area. Still debating about whether or not I want to make it bigger. I have an idea, a thought that I want to do. Oh, I think I know what I'll do. I think I know what I'll do to solve that problem. Okay. I think I know what we're going to do to solve the problem I have. The issue is, the problem I'm kind of thinking of is windows. What do I do for windows? And at this, because I want to actually go 5 tall in the wall instead of the 4 tall that I have here, which means my window is going to be a 3x3 shape. And I don't necessarily want it to be square. So, but I think I know what we're going to do. There's actually a new glass type in Create that I think will help us avoid or minimize that square look. I don't want the square look. I don't want a square looking window. But we'll need to get to that. We'll need to get to a point where that can be a possible option. Okay. And I'm actually debating about what type of power. Create power can sometimes be a tad bit laggy. And anything that uses large quantities of belts can also be a bit laggy. So I want to try to find a way that we can get a decent stable sized power system that's not a lag factory. So we're going to work on getting that developed at some point in the next little bit. I do want to make sure that we get a clipboard so that I actually can note some things down on what to do. Because I typically record these episodes in 3 or 4 episode batches, 5 or 6 if I'm having a good day and gotten on a good roll and have a bunch of things I want to get done, and I don't want to break any momentum I might have had. A little bit later because I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to chop it down, all of it down the way I prefer. That's okay though. And of course, I need another axe. Once we have a nice shop up and running and we're able to do a bit more processing, I think I'm going to want to take that eyesore down a bit. There is actually a new trick with the latest version of Create when it comes to cobble gens that simplifies that a fair bit. have not quite set up as optimally as it could, and I actually do want to expand it so it becomes a bit more optimal in the long run. Okay. Alright, now I don't think I'm going to be able to... Nope, didn't think I would. So I'm actually going to go up one more level just in case. One thing I like about the dark oak trees, although they are a 2x2 tree, they're not like a jungle tree or a spruce tree, where they can go real tall, where you have to stair step up or scaffold up to get to the top. The dark oak tree, usually the most blocks you'd ever have to climb is typically two. Typically 2 or 3 at most. Alright. But we have a start of what we needed to start piecing together the basement. Or sorry, the framework for that build. Now that I'm thinking about it, I am going to expand. I am going to expand this. Because I want this to be a sizable. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to do it. Okay, so I need this to actually be 7 between the posts, which means I need to come out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which means it goes there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. 4, 5, 6, 7 there. This is right. Which means this one should be coming to there. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Okay. Alright, I got a little more land clearing to do. But I think this is going to be a better shop arrangement in the future. Yeah, and this is going to be a much better shop arrangement in the future. And it actually allows me to do a fair bit more in terms of power generation than my current plan, current program build usually allows for. So a little bit more land clearing. I think this will fit the scale of the building a little bit better as well. At least I hope so. Of course, I break my shovel. Inopportune spot. So I need to go get another shovel. Clear quite a bit more land. And this is gonna mean, though, I need some more of the dark oak trees. So I'm gonna need to plant a bunch more dark oak. And we are getting close-ish to the end of an episode. There we go. Not quite there. For those that have followed previous episodes, I am kind of a fan of a post and beam style structure, which is why you see that build. The way that it is. And why we're going to end up with something similar here. Yeah, this is our workshop. This will have a little bit more of an industrial vibe feel to it. Or at least that's the plan. The rest of our basement, the rest of our ground floor dugout. Shoot, let me actually get this pulled back. I need to pull it back farther still, but I want to get it. Yeah. I was trying to get it pulled back before the shovel broke. You know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men. They never survive the first shot. Alright, so another shovel. We'll use those picks, I promise. We're just not in a position to use them right now. I might actually decide to fill this whole space in or wall off that pond area and fill the rest in. Quite decided yet. Just so I have a place that I'm not worried about mob spawns or anything like that. Right close to the place. Alright, let's finish this. And then we'll, yeah, we'll call it an episode. We'll finish this and we'll call it an episode. Okay, this shop is going to be huge. Okay. It's going to be way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Uh-oh, hope I haven't been up more than I can chew. Alright, so let's put that dirt away. Okay. So this is where we will call it an episode. We will continue on with setting up our workshop area here and getting things all set up and going for that. So, as always, I do thank everyone for watching and do wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good time zone to you all. Until we meet again on my next misadventure.